Hello there, and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic guide video. We're continuing our look at Master Mode Scum Villainy, and we've reached the fourth boss, which is the Operations Chief. This encounter has two very different and distinct phases to it. When I do the group composition, I'll be thinking about the Ops Chief at the end and what you'll likely need to get past him. And when I do the mechanics breakdown, I'll talk about the different colour patrols and some things you can do to get through that pretty quickly. So with that in mind, we're going to take two tanks. His Terminate ability does a lot of damage, so the first tank up is going to need to cycle cooldowns to deal and mitigate some of that damage. Once you're out of cooldowns, the second tank can jump in and taunt and do the same. The outgoing damage from the grenade he does and the rail turrets is pretty high, so you should definitely look to try and cleanse the grenade debuff. And the off tank at that time should be trying to get threat on some of the turrets to ease the strain on the healers. Nice and simple then, 4 DPS, making sure that you switch to the turrets as soon as they spawn, kill them off quickly. Finishing off with our 2 healers, 1 for the main tank, 1 for the group, cleansing the grenade as I mentioned whenever you can, and just being ready for maybe a little bit of spike damage on the main tank when the Terminate goes off. Before you can kill the Ops Chief, you've got to get there right, and that means navigating your way through Oasis City and the 4 colour patrols along the way. The mechanics of this are the same as the previous difficulty, so you'll be expected to split your 8-man team into groups of 2, with each group taking down a different colour patrol. The big change for Master Mode is you only have 3 minutes to get this done, and don't forget that clock starts from the moment you exit the elevator to the moment that you engage the Ops Chief at the end. Let's just set things up with our original group composition for now. A DPS and a healer on the red patrol, range DPS and healer on the green patrol, tank and DPS on the gold patrol, tank DPS on the blue patrol. Now it is possible to engage the Ops Chief without a full team, and you should if the timer is about to expire, but the real trick here is getting all 8 of your players up into that room before the 3 minutes is up. One common problem is the red team arriving very late because they have the furthest to travel, and if there's ongoing combat, they're unable to get on their mounts to speed things up. What you'll see in the footage is how we use the field respec and loadouts that are in the game to change spec in between patrols. You need to be out of combat to do this, but it allows us to replace a tank with a DPS, speeding up the kill process on one of the patrols, and we tend to do this on the gold group, although I think there could be scope for doing it in others as well. So here we are at the red patrol. I'm in DPS spec and I have a healer with me. The combat itself isn't particularly taxing. We're going to focus the flame tech first, avoiding any orange circles he puts on the floor and interrupting the heat beam where possible.
Are you doing it there? Okay.
I was thinking because
As you can see, we make pretty light work of it, but the real interest comes afterwards.
Yeah, I just stay down and watch you.
right.
Okay, we're almost finished. Right, as none of our teammates have engaged other patrols yet, I'm able to respec into tank ready for the final boss, and we're also able to mount up, making our journey up through the city a lot quicker. So a short ride later, and I'm with 2 of my colleagues who are about to engage the green patrol. What we're witnessing here is that classic NPC can see you but can't shoot you scenario. They simply don't have the range to match our gunslinger in this instance. The only time they're even remotely interested is when the healer walks forward here to get a piece of the action.
Very clever. That's the safest way of doing it.
And now we're up in the bar with the gold team, and that little field respec I did earlier has allowed us to bring 2 DPS to this one. Our Guardian's going to jump on the Pyro Guard, and using Saber Reflect is going to turn all that firepower back on it, and the PT is going to get in there and dot spread and just watch over the medtech, making sure it doesn't get any meaningful casts off, but the damage these guys put out, it doesn't get to do anything. And the final stop is the blue group, and of all the talk of trying to speed things up and take shortcuts, this one is one you just want to stick to what you know. The Shockwave Strike deals massive damage if you get it wrong. It will one-shot a DPS and take some serious mitigation to not kill a tank, as you'll see shortly. And this is where I get extremely lucky. I get caught watching the cast of the ad on the left, not noticing that the one on the right is almost finished. I have a decent cooldown running, but the only thing that actually saves me is the ad on the left dies before he finishes his cast. Otherwise, I would be a dead man. Save my ass.
I could see your adrenaline rush.
And just around the corner from the blue patrol is where we will find the ops chief.
Yeah,
The abilities of the boss are the same as veteran mode,
I mean,
and as we covered quite a lot at the start of the video, at this point I'll let the footage roll and I'll see you towards the end.
Okay. No, not my enemy. Not my enemy. This is... Ads have spawned. Ooh, okay.
Grayson.
Wow! Nice. Taking the river, healing out of combat.
Outs to all teams! Where are you scumbags? I need backup! Now!
Oh, it's on Nimi. Yikes.
He's looking at me again.
I'm just going to jump in here to discuss that sequence of events, because it doesn't happen very often.
I'm not sure if there is a body.
First he threw his flashbang, and because I was less than 6 meters away, I've been stunned, and that comes with a threat drop, and he's immediately followed that up by doing terminate on a non-tank. The effect of the flashbang will wear off before the terminate cast finishes, but you must taunt back as soon as you're able to, otherwise it's going to kill the person it's targeting.
Strong independent woman. Yikes.
But I do appreciate the effort.
And there you have it guys, time to go and collect your loot. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting and entertaining. All that's left for me is to say good hunting, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.